Okay, it's the final Friday in the month of December, and this is how we wrap up the final trading day of the week, and of course, the last Friday in the year 2018. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program. This is your Business Morning, live to you from Channels Television. We thank you, our viewers here in Nigeria and around the world. Let's get the next 1 hour of the program started. Embattled Diamond Bank PLC has appointed a new acting chairman ahead of the announced merger plans with Access Bank, which is scheduled for the first quarter or the first half of 2019. The new acting chairman, who's in acting capacity, is Mr. Dele Babade. How much of this gentleman whose image you see on your TV screen do we know? Of course, he was the new non-executive director at Diamond Bank PLC. He was nominated by the First Carlyle Growth, which is a major investor in Diamond Bank. Until his current appointment, was also the current chairman of Africa Risk Capacity. That's a specialized risk agency which was set up by the African Union. The banker, Dele Babade, was also a former official of Citibank, as well as Nomura International in London, and he was also spent some time with Ecobank Transnational Incorporated. He had bachelor's and master's degrees in law from the University of London. Okay, that's the man who will be piloting the affairs of Diamond Bank into this corporate wedlock, which is planned for next year with Access Bank. Nigeria's financial regulator, the central bank, yesterday pushed $365 million into the currencies market in the final days of 2018 to meet wholesale and retail users' demand, looking to sustain high level of stability in the exchange rate market as we see a bit more pressure of demand on the Naira. So that's about, unless anything else happens, intervention happens on Monday, we're looking at the final interventions by the central bank in the FX market for the outgoing year. Meantime, the Council of the Nigerian Stock Exchange today put out an advertorial in the newspapers announcing that the exchange has expelled 35 brokerage firms or dealing firms of the Nigerian Stock Exchange effective December the 13th. And the operating licenses of these stockbroking firms had been revoked in line with exchange rules and the Memorandum Articles of Association of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The NSE says the public should no longer deal with the expelled 35 stockbroking firms in relation to any transactions on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. According to the NSE, investors with stockbroking accounts with the 35 brokerage firms should transfer their stocks to any active licensed firms. Investors were also advised that those who may have deposited funds or securities, such as share certificates, they're advised to go and collect such assets from these 35 brokerage firms directly. Meantime, of course, this came in yesterday. Notori Petrochemical Industries, PLC, listed on the stock exchange, released a notoriously negative full year 2018. Let's break down the numbers, and you can see a bit of that there. That's the notorious earnings. Revenue came in at 26 billion naira. The company involved in fertilizer production says it reported a loss before tax of 3.62 billion for full year 2018. After tax loss was 2.01 billion naira. Notori PLC came in with earnings per share at negative 125 kobo. In 2017, Notori reported 5 naira 37 kobo as earnings per share. Currently, according to the statement released yesterday, Notori Chemical Industries PLC has a current liability of 8.48 billion naira as a group, and the company itself has 9.11 billion naira in current liabilities. According to the independent auditors, part of the statement, which was in the statement released yesterday, the auditors says, quote, material uncertainty exists that may cast doubt on the group and company's ability to continue as a going concern. That was part of the statement of the independent auditors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, which signed the notorious annual financial statements on the 21st of December this year. Notori Petrochemical Company is in the business, it's a multi-million-dollar company doing business in fertilizer and is currently getting funding support from the African Development Bank, currently about 35 million US dollars. Recently, the Central Bank of Nigeria, of course, placed FX import ban on fertilizers, looking to boost domestic production of fertilizer and lower prices from local producers such as Notori Chemical Industries PLC. Let's take all of this to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, where Temple Ashaju, our business correspondent, is live to us this morning to get this Friday business programming up and running. Temple, good morning. It's good to have you. Let's the market is what you call yesterday, what you call a dead cat bounce. That terminology relates to when you think the market was bullish, then it suddenly gave you a shock here, and then it just bounces as if, you know, you use this, get back alive you see in the movies, you know. I forgot. You know what I'm talking about here?
Do I know what you're talking about, Bosun? Well, you know, the market has always been like that. Some people are trying to just move off from one position to the other. We're seeing this time profit-taking, portfolio rebalancing by a whole lot of traders and, of course, a lot of investors. That's basically what we're saying. So it's not surprising to see this trend in the market, Bosun.
Yes. So we thought the rally, that we saw a rally just on Monday before we went before the Christmas and Boxing Day holiday, and we were trying to say whether the Santa Claus will really stay, but it looks like it just took off and had other places to go. So let's deal with what we have on our hands right now. I'm sure the news of a new acting chairman for Diamond Bank is not really unexpected, but a lot of questions are still being asked about how a board without independent directors appointed a new chairman and all of that. But this is part of moving forward for Diamond Bank, wrapping up on the corporate marriage, the planned corporate wedlock with Access.
Absolutely, Bosun. This is really necessary following the sudden resignation of the former chairman, that's Mr. Sheyi, who actually resigned alongside 3 other directors the other time. Mr. Sherry Bakerstead, that's the name. And then now we know that this mergers and acquisition is supposed to take place within Access Bank and Diamond Bank. Of course, recall that on our program a couple of days ago, we had the Securities and Exchange Commission acting DG talking about the fact that they haven't really seen any application from Access Bank regarding this M&A deal. But they she talked about the fact that the shareholders of Diamond Bank will be the one to approve or give approval to the M&A eventually before they can now give their own final decision on the deal. So, of course, you know how these things work. When you have an EGM, an extraordinary general meeting, or even an AGM, a normal AGM, you need a chairman to preside over the meeting to tell you these are the resolutions. How do you guys want to go about it? If you need to vote, raise up your hands and all of that. They need a chairman who will do all of this, and that is one of the key reasons why they have brought in Mr. Dele Babade with his wealth of experience at this point in time. You know, there's the rights issue of 75 billion naira that Access Bank is going to be carrying out next year, February. And so Diamond Bank also quickly needs to do something regarding this M&A deal before that rights issue comes to play. So they will certainly need a chairman who will come and preside over the meeting. That's probably the reason why we're having these appointments at this point, Bosun.